Hey you guys, it's your girl Crystal, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here, thank you for coming back. But please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and let's just go ahead and get into this video. So today I want to talk about how to mix fun into your content. I feel like we always see a lot of videos or content that is around the problem of how to solve things when it comes to content. You know, we always want to know how to grow our audience. We want to know how to grow engagement, or how to edit and how to do this. But I think sometimes we forget to add the fun aspects into it. You know, like personally, I love content. If I didn't get paid for it, if I did get paid for it, you know, I would still do it regardless. But as I'm getting older in this journey, I'm growing in this journey, and, you know, getting my feet a little bit more wet into this game of social media and content creation in the influencer world, I think it's time to just, you know, go ahead and let you guys know how to have more fun with your content. So of course, as always, I have up notes and tips on my phone just so I won't lose track of what we're talking about. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So one of the things I do suggest is to use a strategic content mix. So with that, I will say you have to separate your content into a few different fields, whether that's 2, most times people do 3, but you want to kind of break it up a little bit. So I did see this strategic method that some people are using where they split up their content 7, 20, and 10. So 70% is what you really love. So for me, my 70% would be fashion, anything fashion related. Get ready with me's, you know, how to style clothing or different outfits and looks, where to wear those pieces, etc. My 20% would be weight loss content, VSG content, anything revolving that. Meals to eat, meal prepping or meal planning, weight loss tactics, or, you know, things that I've been through on my journey, and gym content. That's my 20%. And, you know, your 20% is usually something that you love a little bit, but not as much as your 70%, right? And your 20% is usually something that you know you can capitalize off of, but it might not be where your heart is. That's just for me personally. And then your 10% is something that you might dibble and dabble in. You're not really full, you know, all across the board with it, but you know, when time comes, you like to do a little bit revolving whatever that niche is. And so that is what your 10% is. So for me, my 10% is beauty. I know I can do my own makeup. I love trying different beauty products and testing them out, seeing what works and what doesn't. However, I'm not the best in the beauty department. I don't always know the best products to help you contour your face. I don't always know the best layering perfumes. So it's something that I'm constantly wanting to know more about, but it's just not my full attention or full niche. So 70, 20, 10 is a great strategic mix that you can use to help you add that fun in. And you can also, you know, see it as I'm doing the work and I'm exploring new things, but I'm also having fun because I'm doing 70% of what I love the most. I'm doing that 20%, which is like, I love it. And it's also something that I might be good at and still testing the waters in. And then your 10% is like, I'm not totally sure about this, but I know I can do it and I can, you know, try something out in this field. So that is just a way that you can add in a strategic content mix. So a quick tip for that as well to help you is to start by listening to types of content you'll post. If you want to do fun, which is like memes, polls, and trends, informative, which is how-tos, guides, product updates, and then of course community-based or community-focused, which is like your shout-outs, your Q&As, and your testimonials. So not every post has to be funny or entertaining. Sometimes your audience wants to laugh or be entertained, and you know, think of like memes and playful posts, but other times they're looking for answers, like how to solve a problem. They're looking for tips, tutorials, and product updates. So just keep all of that in mind when you are, you know, making your strategic content mix so you can know what works best for you. Okay, so moving forward for part 2, you want to define your brand's tone of voice, or also known as TOV. So think of your brand as a person. Is it a serious professor type of person? Is it the funny best friend? Is it the mentor? Is it your big sister? Figure this out and then do a fun exercise to help yourself see it through. So if your brand was a celebrity, who would it be? Deciding on the personality is what keeps your tone consistent. So otherwise your posts might feel like they're written by different people every time, and you don't want that because you kind of lose, sight of who you are, or, the purpose behind your content. So figure out what you are and who you want to be. And honestly, I will be very transparent in this moment. Sometimes I do have trouble defining my TOV personally. Although I've been in the game for a little bit, sometimes with new trends, consuming other people's content and, liking what you see, or just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, sometimes I feel like I can lose sight of that as well. But I've also I've grown to know myself also. For me personally, I know I'm a Gemini. I can be very witty, funny, but also sometimes I can be a little bit serious, or I can seem shy, or, a little bit more like, on the, I guess, demure side. So sometimes it might come across as like I'm kind of like too classy or too uppity, but really I am a country girl that loves to get down. Okay, so sometimes when I'm in my content, I like to use a little bit of profanity. I like to be funny and witty, and so I can really show you guys my personality. But sometimes I'm like, okay, this is like a sponsored post, or this is for something that is really serious. I know how to get into that zone as well. So for me, I feel like I am just like your mentor / big sister. I like to inspire. I like to give you confidence. I like to help you on whatever personal journey that you are embarking, whether it's weight loss or whether it's just, trying to figure out your true self. So that is how I determined my TOV. So hopefully that helps you too. Another way to help you with your TOV is to create a template. So you can basically create this as like your cheat sheet. You can find out your voice traits, whether you want to be friendly, confident, a bit witty, or all three like me. Your humor style, is it sarcastic? Is it, just kind of bland? Is it dark humor? Figure out what you want to display. And then your do's for this is to simplify technical topics, use casual language like we've got you instead of we understand your requirements, just an example. And your don'ts, you don't want to sound robotic or overly formal. So those are just some ideas to help you if you want to like write it all out in your journal, figure out, how to start and create your TOV. Kind of just create a quick template and write it all out and see what works for you. So next, you want to consider evolving your voice over time. Your tone does not always have to stay the same. And why this matters is because social media trends change fast. So what works today, like memes and funny posts, may not work tomorrow. So staying flexible helps you to stay relevant. And then of course, like some tips for this is like to run experiments with what's going on, what's trending, and with your tone is to test two tones on a similar post. So for instance, I had a recent post with my day in a life vlog. I had one where I was, basically showing you guys what I was doing throughout the day, but what I was talking about was a little bit more serious. I was telling you guys about my life, the hardships that I've been enduring. Then on the same post, as I was showing you guys about what I was doing in the day of life, I made it a little bit more fun. I actually kind of elaborated on the things that I was doing, saying funny things throughout the content, and just giving you more of a lively experience. And then I'll go back and look at both videos, but with different voices and different tones to see which one I thought would resonate and reach my audience the most. So sometimes you do have to play along with content to see what works and what your audience will resonate with, but that is the quickest way to basically evolve your tone and to figure out what your crowd likes and also what sticks. And then of course you can always ask your audience directly using polls or different things like that on your story. Just ask them like, hey, what do you guys want to see from me, and what type of detailed information or content would you like or prefer? All in all, you want to make sure that you are getting the big picture for your content. So you want to decide on a content mix, you want to decide on a TOV, You want to create a template or just an outline, and then you want to evolve over time. So following this approach, your content will feel fresh, it will feel authentic, it will feel perfectly balanced, so you don't stay boring. All right, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do hope that it was very helpful for you all. Please let me know in the comments if you will be trying any of these tips, if you think they're helpful, or if you will be incorporating it into your content some way, shape, or form. Thumbs up this video, leave a comment, and of course, be sure to follow me on my other socials. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.